in the previous lesson, we have started with toy rewarding. We have learned all about the importance between mixing food rewarding and toy rewarding. So in general, you know, Angela the devil, yin and yang of the training. But of course, how to reward with toy, it has many possibilities. In previous lesson, we have mastered rewarding with toy from the hand, but now we'll upgrade this, or maybe not even upgrade, but add to this training also the training with static toy. Static toy is a great, it complements great with manner minder. Why? Because, well, they're both statical. They both give dog the focus, something to focus on after the target. And yes, because of that, they complement each other great. And at the same time, static toys are important for many reasons. One is of course that not all dogs love manner minder. So because of that, using the static toy later in the process can help you bring training to the different levels. So make it even more enjoyable for the dog. And on the other hand, again, static toy, it is a toy, so it challenges the behavior from different situations than manner minder. So again, from that reason, it is another great update. And yes, because of that, we'll be also using it in our training. First, to give every individual dog what he needs the most, and second, to prove and challenge the behavior even more. But before starting with this static toy training, there are a few things that you have to be careful about. I really strongly suggest that before mixing target and static toy, the dog already knows how to work for the static toy. So that means that when the toy is put on the floor, he knows he should do something before he's able to get that toy. Because otherwise you can just put the static toy on the floor, the dog sees it, he forgets about everything and just runs towards the toy, of course. So yes, before you add this upgrade, don't hurry with it, but first make sure dog knows the rules about the static toy training. Do first maybe some tricks to make sure he knows it. So put the static toy, ask for the dog to do some tricks, and then teach him that he can run to pick up the static toy when he hears the reward marker. Before starting with the static toy training, I would like to discuss with you just one more thing. Because this static toy training is quite specific. Specific because while the toy is put on the floor, the dog can get it anytime. You know, it's not like with manner minder where you were controlling if the food comes or not. And because of that, there are a few things about you which you have to be careful, especially regarding characteristics of your dog. So, ideal case scenario. Dog touches the target, runs towards the toy, picks it up, brings it back, you play. Another good scenario, dog, well, not so much good, but regarding rewarding with static toy is, dog misses the target, you say the no reward marker, dog leaves the toy, he said, okay, it was not okay, and he comes back to you. But, especially at the beginning, or especially with working with younger dogs, that will not always be the case. Especially because training target with static toy is quite challenging, already because when dog is running to the target, he's focusing on the toy. So because of that, recoils from the toy are more difficult. And because of that, I suggest you design the training based on the character of your dog. If your dog is really toy driven, or has a strong character, so in a way that even if you will say a bit more strongly, oh, don't take the toy, he will not shut down, but he will just say, okay, no problem, he will come back to you, and he will be willing to repeat without problems, super, then do that. especially with more crazy dogs, then I usually become sooner stricter about not getting the toy if they miss. But if you're working with more sensitive dog, what can happen? Soon after you say a no reward marker, especially if you're being more strict with it, the dog might shut down because, well, he will not understand so well why the toy is there, he cannot pick it up. And then what can happen in later repetitions is that he will stop running towards the toy. So of course we do not want that. At first place we want happy dogs, motivated dogs. So dog actually getting the toy, it's not such a big crime. Of course, it's better if he knows to not take it, but also taking the toy after no reward marker, after missing the target, no problem. Because you can make a big difference about how the hit was when the dog comes towards you. So if the hit was a jackpot, wow, you play like crazy, you go to extremes, great. If the hit was a reward, also great. You play, you reward, everything. If the hit was no reward, I would just say with sensitive dogs, a soft no reward marker. When dog comes to you, you thank him for the toy and you just repeat. I'm really not making a big deal of dog not getting the toy if it was a no reward marker when working with younger dogs, with more sensitive dogs. For example, my Malinois Villa, Pirshep Dilis, with Villa it's not a problem, also because she's already older, but if she misses, I say, no reward marker. Usually she will just turn around, come back to me, and she's ready for a lot of next repetitions without a problem. Dilis is really sensitive about that. Normally, because she's still a puppy, she's a different character than Villa. So with her, even if she misses, I just say something really soft, oi oi, and then I let her take the toy. She comes towards me, I trade the toy for food, and we just repeat. So no big deal. And yes, this is something that pay attention when working with your dog. The most important is dogs are having fun, they're motivated. So getting the toy after a miss, it's not such a big deal. Of course, later with training, the dog is maturing. You can, of course, put more attention to that, especially with crazier dogs. Like I said, with those dogs, I am more attentive to that from the beginning because I'm the one who should bring the brain to the training, the control into the training. But with less motivated, more sensitive dogs, really, it's about having fun and you can shape the training a lot with how you react. For this static toy training, I suggest you pick the toy that is big enough so the dog can easily pick it up from the floor. Because with too small toys, the dog will have to stop much and they might start diving into the floor, which is not the best for the joints. So yes, big enough toy so the dog can easily grab it and then ideally also run ahead so we put as little pressure on the joints as possible. I also suggest that you start this training with shorter distances. So do not exaggerate with too big distance, but start with shorter distance before the target and shorter distance after the target. And once you see dog has good focus, then of course gradually prolong the distance. Also, one great thing is if dog can actually already wait on his own while you throw the toy. Because in one way that shows the first step of self-control, and self-control is a good thing to have when training with a static toy. So yes, if not, practice that separately, and until it is good enough, you can also try the training in a way that you hold the dog and then release him. But like I said, it's really good if dog is showing some sort of self-control, and while waiting is the first step towards that.